Hey guys, it's Anna. Welcome to my channel. Today I thought it would be fun to sit in on a little sampling session with me. I'm also going to be rating all of these fragrances. This is my most recent sample haul right here, and I'm going to rate these 1 to 10. Initially I thought about filming my first impressions and just, opening this up and trying them for the first time on camera with you, but I just feel like it's so much more helpful and informative if I get to thoroughly test them out, because not all fragrances are linear and they can definitely change from opening to dry down, and I have a number of fragrances that really shifted from beginning to end, but I will walk you through all the stages I experienced. Before we get started, I have to say a huge thank you to ScentSplit for sponsoring this video. This is such a full circle moment for me because I have been a hardcore fan and customer of ScentSplit for years. I probably place a ScentSplit order like every month, I'm not kidding. They are one of my go-to places to sample fragrances. They have an incredibly enormous selection of scents. They carry designer, niche, indie. You can choose from a number of different sizes. They have these 1 ml dabber samples and then spray 2 ml, 5 ml, and 9 ml. Once you've sampled, if you've fallen in love with a fragrance, you can also go and purchase the full-size bottle on ScentSplit, so they don't just carry decants. They've got it all. And I do have a discount code with them. On a 10 will save you some money off your purchase. So the first one I have, this is Marshmallow Musk from IRFÉ. This was a lot less sweet than I expected from a perfume with, marshmallow in the name. I got a drastically different experience out of this perfume comparing it opening to dry down. So I'll begin with my initial thoughts. It's very powdery and musky. Of course, marshmallows have that powdery outer coating, but it doesn't smell like that type of powdery to me. It smells like a soapy white floral vintage cosmetic type of powder. In the opening, I got zero gourmand aspects to this perfume. I had to really bury my nose into my skin and take it in to get that soft vanilla sweetness. It was like 5% sweet. It's a powdery cloud, soft, clean, airy, delicate. The opening I did not like at all. And then after about 15 minutes, it gets remarkably better. It remains powdery, but it dries down to lose that vintage character. Then the vanilla comes up more, and then I would say it's like 15% sweet. So it still never ends up smelling like marshmallows to me. The opening I would give a 4. The dry down an 8. The dry down is lovely, but I don't think it's a need in my collection. Then we have Delight from Denam. This is fantastic. This is in my top 2 out of this sample haul. It is so beautiful. There is a sweetness in here and a tart fruitiness that's not listed. It smells like a strawberry to me. So that red wine note is coming off more like sangria to my nose, but it leaves a bit of that dry sensation behind that you get from drinking wine. This is a perfume I think you would enjoy if you love Delina La Rose and Meliora from Parfums de Marly. It has that type of dewy, watery, ultra feminine floral profile with an elegant fruity sweetness coming in. This is absolutely rose prominent, but I don't find it to be as rose prominent as, for example, Delina La Rose. And this also has more of that fruity sweetness peeking through in comparison. The rose and peony are very prominent, but they have a very delicate sheer quality to them. It is absolutely stunning. Very bridal, very spring, fresh, romantic, uber feminine. The juniper berries add a crisp, cool greenness to the scent, and I get an elegant musk, clean wood base. I would describe Delight to smell like a beautiful ballet. This is a solid 9. Fantastic. As of this moment, I'm not adding it to my wish list because I have Delina exclusive and Meliora. So I don't need it, but it's so pretty that I'm like, are you sure? If I didn't have those, I would buy this so fast. But I'm trying to be mindful of not having too many of the same profile in my collection. It's not that it's duping Meliora or Delina La Rose. It has its differences, but there's a strong familiarity. Next is Rocca from Christian Provenzano. This bears a resemblance to fragrances like Baccarat Rouge 540 and Byron the Chronic Rouge Extreme. It's in no way too similar to BR 540. It's not a clone or anything, but it gives you an idea of the airy spun sugar sweetness that it has, and it has a prominent amber and saffron. This is a sweet candied raspberry with caramel, and it also has a citrus pop from orange. The amber is definitely a prominent note, but it's not dense. It has a sheerness to it. It's warm. It gets more musky as it develops. The florals are more background players, and as this dries down, it really develops a saccharine sweetness that I'm not a fan of. So the opening, I would give a 7, the dry down a 5. From Kilian, this is the new Angel Share Paradis. Compared to the original, this has no cinnamon, vanilla, or candied almond listed. I still smell the vanilla and cinnamon. This has an added raspberry liquor and rose mentioned. I personally don't smell the rose. Still has the original DNA. You can absolutely tell this is a flanker. Even though cinnamon is not mentioned, I still get that cinnamon apple pie vibe going on. Although I do get a softer cinnamon in here compared to the original. The Paradis version, it's not as rich, sweet, or dense. The raspberry in here brings in a touch of brightness. You really don't need both. They aren't as different as I was expecting. I don't think there's something added in here that justifies the massive price increase between the two. I would rate it an 8. It does smell good. I just don't think we needed it. This is La Vie en Fleurs from Bienaimé. She is a powder bomb. It smells like a vintage cosmetic powder mixed in with a face cream. It smells like a scent that you'd stumble upon in an antique shop, and it just has the cutest, most intricate, dainty packaging. This juice is meant to be a modernized version of the original, but personally, the only modernized inclusion that I get from this scent is the softly sweetened raspberry. Otherwise, this is for people who love classic powdery, floral, musky perfumes. It's mainly very purple floral heavy. It has iris, heliotrope, and violet. Secondary to that, rose and peony. This brand was created in 1935, so naturally style and perfumery has changed a lot. So it doesn't align with my personal taste. So for me, it's a 4, but I think they did a beautiful job with holding on to the house's true style, history, and feel. The presentation is breathtaking, truly little pieces of art. If you enjoy a bit of a time machine in a fragrance, this is a brand to check out. From Bisous, this is their new fragrance, Passion Island. This is a unisex fruity concoction. It has mango, pineapple, passion fruit, nectarine, and blackcurrant, but it's not very sweet or anything overly ripe. It has a bit of a green aspect to it. There's ginger, patchouli, pink pepper, and citrus notes. I get like the rind of these citruses, so a touch of a bitter zestiness. The zesty characteristics and spice introduce a bit of a masculine edge that comes out in the dry down. It's unisex, but I'd say that the opening leans a bit more feminine. It's more, fruity and bright, where the dry down is more masculine leaning, I feel. It doesn't smell like a drink. That's what I pictured from reading the notes. It definitely smells like a fragrance. I was expecting something a bit more unique, more addicting, more juicy than it is. So I would rate this one a 7. Vanille 8 o'clock from Francesca dell'Oro. This really smells like Play-Doh to me, but a more vanilla amped up version. The vanilla doesn't smell edible, sugary, or dessert-like to me. It's powdery from the orris, and those almonds really come through. Not in the way that they're mentioned. It says they're candied almonds. I'm not getting candied from it, but almonds, absolutely. It has tonka, musk, also smells like a waxy plastic doll head. It's a soft, nostalgic type scent. The pear in here comes off more sheer and crisp rather than something sweet or juicy. Fragrances that remind me of Play-Doh aren't my thing. And this, off the top of my head, is I think the most Play-Doh-like scent I've experienced, so I would give this one a 6. I have 2 fragrances that are exclusive to Scent Split from Michela Mezzetti. This is Lick Me. It's supposed to be a vanilla ice cream perfume. This smells so similar to Giardini di Toscana Bianco Latte, so if you have a fragrance in that family, you don't need it. It doesn't smell like ice cream to me. It's a very warm, creamy, sugared vanilla. I can pick up on a little of the waffle cone though. I definitely get whipped cream from this. This is more airy compared to Bianco Latte and has a dainty, powdery character from the iris and powdery notes mentioned. Bianco Latte does have better performance. It's more dense and is more caramel heavy. So it doesn't smell like ice cream to me. I get fluffy frosting and warm vanilla cookies. I would rate this scent a 9. I love this vanilla profile, but there are a lot on the market. The other one from Michela Mezzetti is Breathe Me. Overall, I think this is a pretty likable fragrance. Looking at the notes, I thought this was going to be a hard no for me because I tend to not enjoy heavy aquatic, salty, or sea notes, but I don't find this one to be challenging. It's not harsh or very salty, but I do picture a day by the sea. The ozonic notes are very prominent. There's a warm airiness to the scent, and I also pick up on an aldehyde presence. It smells very clean and bubbly. There's a mix of sheer florals, bright citrus, Aperol, white wine. It smells like having a crisp drink near the water on a bright day. I would give this one a 7. The aldehyde presence that I'm picking up isn't for me. Like that note, people either appreciate it and love it or it's not going to be for you. It gives fragrances a very distinct, sharp, clean edge. I saved my absolute favorite for last. I'm so happy I got it in this big size, as you can see by the hefty dent. I love this. This is White Rice from Denam. Denam was the standout of this haul. This came to be a huge surprise for me because this so far has been the only rice perfume that I've come across that I have fallen in love with. Rice is a tricky note for me when it comes to these savory gourmand notes. They're usually not my personal style, but I wanted to try it because I've heard so much about it, and it intrigued me, not only the hype, but also people saying that this is a cool, clean girl scent. The moment I sprayed this, I was like, oh, well, I fear this is very good. I understand the hype. This is a different take to your typical clean girl scent, but absolutely fits in that category. This is very chic, versatile, unisex, leaning a little bit more feminine. I really like that this has more of a dry, starchy bag of jasmine rice note as opposed to a steamed rice smell. Personal preference. I like that extra powderiness rather than the more edible option. It combines subtly sweet, subtly savory without going too heavily in either direction. It has a soft sweetness coming in from the tonka and a unique addition of rice introducing the savory. The rice complements these clean, earthy notes so beautifully, and it just makes it more cozy and comforting. It has a prominent orris, a fluffy musk, and then I get cedar in the dry down. The rice does soften a lot past the opening. Same thing with the sweetness. I don't get any trace of sweetness once it fully dries down. It transitions from having this warmth to something dry and more simple, really focusing on the orris, musk, and cedar. I wish it stayed like the opening, but I do love this fragrance throughout. I would give the opening a 9, dry down an 8, but I am so hooked on this scent. I just want to keep spraying it. I want to bathe in it. I have already ordered my full bottle. This is a unique addition to my collection and I'm so excited about it. Even if you don't typically like rice in your perfumes, give this a try because this was an unexpected love. So that wraps up my video for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please let me know. If you liked this format of video, if you like the rating and going through the sample haul with me, if you want to see more, I can do that. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to see me in any more videos, I'd appreciate it so, so much. I hope you guys are having a great day and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.